Hello BookTube, this is Aaron from Aaron Read a Book or Aaron Read a Book. I'm going to do a very quick Friday reads this week because I've only finished 2 books and I've only hauled 1 book, which is good for me. It's a restraint. And I did a Friday reads last week as well, so I haven't had much time for stuff to happen, so it should be quite quick. Let's start with the 1 book haul. It's also my currently reads, so I'm getting 2 features out of the way at the same time, and that is for Garb August. I've got The Rats by James Herbert. Yeah, I read The Fog earlier in the year and I really liked it, and I really love rats. I think they're cute, and I really love this cover as well. I've been looking out on Vinted for this one and it's popped up, so yeah, I've only read the first little chapter of this last night and it was sort of everything you want. It's someone getting eaten by rats, so should be good and perfect start to Garb August, hopefully. I've also ordered the Garbology paper copy because I want the paper copy, but yeah, so that's all the hauling out of the way for now. I finished 2 books. I'm going to go reverse order as I usually do because it's freshest in my memory. Yesterday I finished Katie from Books and Things book, The Trouble with Miss Montgomery Hurst, and I absolutely love this. I kind of thought I would like it because like Katie influenced my Victorian and Regency era reading quite a lot, so, and I know she loves a lot of the same authors as me, so I was kind of expecting to love it, but I wasn't expecting. I was kind of blown away by how good it was. I loved it. It's really really readable as well. I flew through this in like 3 or 4 days, and it's quite chunky. It's 460 odd pages, and for some reason on Goodreads it's listed wrong, but maybe they'll fix that. But yeah, so this is a book. It's sort of a love song to Victorian and Regency romances, and just Victorian and Regency books in general. I always have to throw in Regency there for Jane Austen, but really it's Victorian, isn't it? But yeah, so it's about you follow mostly actually follow multiple characters, but the main character's Amelia, and I don't know how much I should say because everyone on BookTube is going to read this, but you follow her life and she has her own problems, and into this world everyone expects her to marry this Montgomery Hurst character, and into this world all of a sudden a spanner is thrown because he turns up. Montgomery Hurst turns up and he's been married. So everyone's kind of shocked and like, who's he married to? Who's he married to? Why have we not met this woman? And he often spent a lot of his life away from the village. This is all set around one village, kind of like Middlemarch, or Barchester, and then he comes back with this new wife. And so everyone's like, well, who is this wife? Where's she come from? She's got 3 children, which is shocking already. So she's a widow. So that's the central mystery of the novel. Why who is this person? Where's she come from? But it dips into everyone. There's loads of little characters around the village and they all have their own little problems and aspirations and things, and it follows different classes as well, which I really like, and it also follows the characters that you would traditionally maybe not like in a Victorian novel. So it follows a Miss Elton, who you may recognise the name from Emma, but yeah, I really like that as well. So you kind of, it's a bit like, again, I'm going to say Middlemarch, even though I know Katie's not a big fan of Elliot, but that kind of bit where you jump into everyone's little heads in the little village, and you get a real good picture of the village. I really love that. Also, it's quite short chapters, so you just fly for it. It's like really compelling, and because there's so many little storylines going on, you can't help but be invested as well. Um, what's really funny as well is because I've obviously read a lot of books that Katie's recommended or other people on BookTube have recommended from this time, is just finding little references to them in there. Like there's a lovely little turn of phrase on Emma, and there's obviously Elton. I've been listening to the audiobook of Emma at the same time as this, so it's been like a double header. It is very Austen-y, but it's also very trollopy and very Gaskell-y. And then when I got to the end of the book and read Katie's notes at the end, and she says Austen, Gaskell, Trollope, I was like, yes, I got it right. But yeah, you like you we all know from Katie's channel how deeply read she is on this era, and it also really comes across how much she knows just about the day-to-day life of Victorian and Regency era people, because there's a brewery that the Ash Points, the main family that you follow, that they run, and that's kind of north and south vibes. You get some really good insight into sort of the Victorians' day-to-day lives as well, and their working lives and things. But yeah, absolutely loved this. I really hope Katie now goes and writes in true Victorian fashion, like an 800, 900, 1,000 page chunkster, because I could have done with more of this. I could have done with more of their lives, but I do think the ending was kind of perfect for me. So yeah, this was great. I loved it. The other book I finished is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, who's like the science fiction writer for people who don't like science fiction. I say that because my friend's an English teacher, and he was like, I don't like science fiction, but I love Project Hail Mary, and it kind of annoys me, but at the same time I see why, because he does write very page-turning, compelling books. I again really enjoyed this book, as I did The Martian. I didn't like it anywhere near as much as The Martian. The basic storyline is there's this weird molecule, or it's a tiny alien being that's in a stream from Venus to the sun, and they notice it, and it's starting to eat away at the sun. So the sun's dimming slowly, and this over 50 years or so is gonna reduce the Earth's temperature by 10 degrees, which is obviously catastrophically bad. And they notice that it's also in all the other stars in the solar system apart from one nearby. So you follow, I don't even know the guy's name. It's basically what's his name, Mark Watney from The Martian. You follow Mark Watney. He wakes up, but Mark Watney in this is he's a high school teacher, and that is a really annoying sci-fi trope that I hate, where the main character's like, oh, you're just a humble science teacher at high school, but really he's like a science genius who knows loads about alien biology. That's the first sci-fi trope that annoys me. But you wake up with what Mark Watney point 2.0, and he doesn't know why he's on the space station. He has vague memories about things. So half the book is him trying to work out what he's doing on this mission up in space, and the other half is his memory slowly coming back, which lucky for the reader, come back in perfect linear order. So you like, there's two storylines, linear storylines. But so he's basically on a rescue mission. He's gone to this planet that is fine, or the star that is not dying from this alien molecule. And when he gets there, I don't think this is a spoiler to say because it's very early in the book, he meets another alien, a crab-like thing called Rocky, who looks like he's made of rocks. That's why. And the Rocky's also there from his planet to try and work out why this molecule, or how to stop this molecule from destroying their sun. So has the same fun, really page-turnery science problem solving themes and things as The Martian, but I think it lacks some of the charm. It lacks the characters who, like in The Martian, there's characters still on Earth trying to help him, and there's his original spaceship on the way back from Mars. He find out that he's stuck on Mars. So it lacks those, because in this, his crewmates are dead. When he wakes up, they're dead, and he doesn't remember them. So he does slowly remember things about them, but that kind of storyline's a bit abandoned, really. You don't really get any feel for them. It's mainly him and Rocky, who I love Rocky as a character. But yeah, you don't learn an awful lot about Mark Watney 2.0, but he's just Andy Weir. He's funny. But yeah, it was what I expected. Page turnery, good stuff. It's not going to change the world in any way. It's just a good, nice bit of fun. It reminds me a bit of like old hard sci-fi pulp, like Paul Anderson and people like that, who would just churn out the novels. But it was fun, and I look forward to the movie. They're doing a movie with what's his name, Ryan Gosling. So that should be fun. Yeah, that was good. I'm also just about finished with Emma. I've passed the famous nightly scene. But yeah, it's interesting listening to on audio this time, because Jenny, I don't know if it's Jenny Agata or Jenny Agata. She's the narrator. She speaks really, really quickly, but Miss Bates speaks really, really quickly in the book as well. So it's like double speed Miss Bates, which is really funny. But yeah, I have enjoyed it, and Knightley's my favourite of the male characters in Austen's main novels. So I do love that, and it's been fun, a fun experience. Next year I will be back, because I'm going through the books in the same order as I originally read Jane Austen. I'm on my second run through. Next year I'm back to Mansfield Park, which I'm really looking forward to, because it was one of my favourites and it's much maligned. But yeah, Emma's been very good. And that's everything, I think. A very short Friday reads. I've just started The Rats. If you've read Katie's book, let me know in the comments. I'm sure some of you already have. If you've read The Rats, let me know. And if you've read Andy Weir, let me know. Have a good one, BookTube.